Hi everyone, it's your boy Ricky here with Romero Cards for Honeybee Stamps. Today is Christmas. Merry Christmas to you if you celebrate. Happy holidays if you celebrate any other holidays outside of that. And thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate that. In today's card, I'm going to be making my last Christmas card probably for the year. And you're going to be here along the way helping me. So before we get started looking down at the table to see what we're going to be using today, all I have to do, or all I would love to do, is ask you to do a few things. First, thumbs up this video when you get to the end if you really enjoyed it. Secondly, subscribe to this channel because there are a bunch of artists here at Honeybee Stamps that really love to create content for you, and we don't want you to miss it. Click that notification bell so that you don't miss those videos. And then fourth, share the love. If you know someone that may enjoy this video, send them out the link. They may come here, they may see Honeybee Stamps for the first time, they may see one of our pretty faces here too and follow us, and maybe they'll become like a super mega card maker. So without further ado, let's go down to the table to see what we're going to be using today. Okay, so for today's card, we're going to be using the Holiday Bloom stamp set along with the coordinating dies. We're also going to be using the layering frames dies as well. And we're going to be using some variation of this paper. I'm not for sure which way yet, depending on how I color the flowers. And then we're also just going to be using some white cardstock for the Copic coloring and the card base. And then I'm going to be using all these Copic markers to do the coloring. So let me go ahead and get set up for the first step, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and stamp out the images. I have already placed them onto the paper, which got stuck to the back of the envelope, so we'll just have to put this back down. But yes, we are going to go ahead and get these stamped out. That was hilarious, you guys. Blooper. So, all right, so we have all those out. We're going to go ahead and get these stamped out. So let's go ahead and pick them up. And we want to condition them, so we're just going to rub it down real quick. And then go ahead and get them inked up. I actually love these images because they are thin lined. Like the lines to the images are thin. I like that. All right, let's ink that up one more time. And because I'm going to be using super light colors on this, after we get this stamped, I'm actually going to heat set this to make sure the ink is dry before I start putting Copic markers on it, because I don't want the Copic markers to kind of like bleed with the ink. All right, so that looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and get this dried. I'm going to heat set this, and then we'll come back and we'll start doing some Copic coloring. I'll just show you a few of like some of the petals we're going to do, and then I'll play some music, and then you can watch me color the whole thing, and then we'll come back and start putting the card together. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start coloring the flowers. I did actually go on YouTube to check out how to color these type of flowers, and I ran across a video from like 4 or 5 years ago from Emily Midget, so I'm just going to use the colors that she used. Basically, we're going to use Y21, and we're going to go in and for the tips here, go to the darker one, and then we're going to use YG00 to bring that out even more. And then we're going to use YG0000 just to blend that out just a little bit more. Oh, my marker might be dry, you guys. Oh, that's not good. I'm going to have to figure out why that happened. And I don't have a refill for it. So we'll just use the colorless blender to go ahead and get that out a little bit more. And then we'll go from there. And then we're just going to use some grays And just bring a little bit of dimension in the creases. And then we'll use W0 to bring that out a little more. And then we'll use W00 and bring that out a little bit more. And that'll kind of make an image of like a white flower. So I'm going to work on this. I'm going to play some music so you guys can watch me, and then I'll be back once it's done. Okay, so before we get started, I found out what the issue was. My marker actually has a crack in it. It's the first time I ever had a marker do that. I'm not for sure why, but there it is, you guys. Oh, yeah. All right, let me figure out something else. I will be right back to see if we can find a different way to do this. Okay, so I wanted to come back. I'm gonna change this up a little bit. I think I brought this greenish yellow down a little bit too much on the leaves, so we're gonna change that. Also, I did find an alternative. I didn't want to bring these out until I played around with them a little bit more, but I do have some of the Ohuhu markers that I've been trying to play around with to see if I like them or not. But because of that Copic marker, I just found a similar color to use, and we'll just see how that works. So, and basically, I'm not going to start out with the W3. I decided I'm going to start out with the W0 for the center of the flowers. And we're just going to be a little bit more careful along the black lines, because even though I heat set this, because the colors are so light, it's causing some of the ink to spread. So I'm going to just be careful around the lines. And you may not even be able to see this on camera, but it is a super light, warm gray, and it kind of gives it a little bit of dimension to the flower. And then so with the yellow, I think what I'm going to do is just kind of do the tips real lightly, like that. Just right along the edge. And then I'll take the next color and bring that down just a little bit. Not a lot. And then I'll use this lightest color here, which is the Ohuhu marker, and just bring it down a little bit more. Then what I'll do is I'll take the colorless marker and just bring that out a little bit to make it look like it has tips. So this is looking a lot brighter on camera because of the lighting, but it's actually not as neon yellow. But I'm going to work on this, and then since I showed you how to do the petals and what I'm doing, I don't think I'm going to film the whole process for you guys. I'll just, you know, come back with it completed. I'm going to color the container red as well, and I'll be back so we can start putting the card together. Okay, so we have the flowers colored. I decided to do one of the flowers by itself also on here. So we're going to go ahead and get these die cut get these die cut through the die cutting machine. Let's get these placed onto the mat. And we're going to use some tape here, or some mint tape, to hold these down. And we want to go ahead and use tape on this because we just colored these and we do not want them to move. in the die cutting process, because then we'd have to color them all over again. And we don't want to do that, right? So we are going to tape them down really good. And then this one needs to be taped down on the other side because it is moving. You guys, I just put the... Wow. This piece is really sticking to the table today. What the heck? All right. All right, so we got those down. I'm gonna run this through the die cutting machine and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so we have this cut out. They look perfect, but I wanted to show you guys. Honeybee Stamps thinks of everything. Check this out. I was thinking I was gonna have to take a palette or an X-Acto knife to cut this out, and then take a look at this. Y'all, they did the work for us. They put a slit in there when we cut that out. That is amazing. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of like do this situation. Just, I'm not for sure yet. But now I need to figure out how we're going to put the card together, because I kind of feel like we're going to use some pattern paper probably and a sentiment. But first I need to see like how big this is going to be. So it's pretty much going to take a lot of the card here. So let's take out some of the paper and let's just take a look to see what we have and to see what we can use for the layering. It's probably going to have to be a solid color or pretty close to solid. Maybe... that doesn't look too bad. Then we have the pine trees. I think this just might be too much green. I think it's too much green. I think this is too many lines. I don't know. Maybe we could do that as the outline. And then a solid color for the inside. I don't know if it should be green or not, though. Maybe the polka dots. I don't like that. Oh, the pink looks nice, I think. All right, let's see what we got here. So we're going to take a piece of the pink. And we're going to take this. And we're just going to test it out. That's really all we can do to see if we're going to like this. So, all right, let's take... We're going to cut this out here. And then this will be cut from this. I think we're going to do the polka dots. So let's just cut this short here so that everything fits on the die cutting mat here. All right, I'm going to run this through the die cutting machine real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, so we have all of our pieces. Let's just take a look to see what this looks like as we start putting it together. We still need to do a sentiment, but we can at least check this out. I do like that you can see the embossing of like the floral vine around the side. That's nice. And here we have the pink. Yeah, let's go with the pink polka dots. And then we have the flower. Then I'm thinking maybe put that there so there's like two flowers. I think that looks good so far. And now all we need is a sentiment. So let's take a look at what sentiments we have in this stamp set. One moment, where is the stamp set? Here it is. We have season's greetings, peace on earth, thinking of you, wishing you a season of joy, tidings of great joy, with love on Christmas. I kind of feel like I need a one-liner, so season's greetings probably. And I think going across here is nice. So let's get the Misty out. And then I'm thinking probably, should I do black cardstock with a white embossing? Or maybe gold? I think we'll go with white. It really doesn't matter where we stick it on the paper because we do have the coordinating die with it. All right, so let's use our anti-static tool here so that our powder doesn't stick to that. And let's get our embossing ink. Guys, I should really have this repaired. All right, so we have the embossing ink. Let's rub this down a little bit to condition it. We're going to go ahead and stamp this, but don't press too hard. We don't want the words to get distorted, especially since it's some fine lines. There we go. Alrighty. And then put some white powder on this. Perfect. Let's do one more coat just to make sure. Perfect. All right, I'm going to heat emboss this off camera and I'll go ahead and die cut it and then we'll start putting the card together. Okay, we're at the home stretch now. We are going to go ahead and start putting the card together. We will take our bottom base or our bottom cardstock here and we will use our Honeybee Stamps glue and get this placed down onto the card base. Let's just make sure we have that nice and even. That looks good. Then we're going to take our next piece and we'll put some glue down on that as well. And we're going to get this down into the center, I hope. It might look a little wonky because of the stripes might throw me off, but I think that looks good. Then what we're going to do is go ahead and glue the flower down to the pot. Get some glue there. And then we're going to put some foam tape on the back of the flower. All right, so we have that. And then I think we'll put some foam tape on the back, one part of this flower, like this part here, so that it has some stability onto the card. And then here, we're going to place the sentiment here, so we're going to need some foam tape for here. Let's see. Maybe. All right, so let's get to putting the pieces down here. And And then we'll put some liquid tape or liquid glue on this part. And then we'll take off the backing of this. And there we go, you guys. We have our final card here. It's looking a little weird to me because I do have this extra flower. I kind of maybe should have shifted this to the side a little more, but it's all right. We're not going to die here. One thing I also wanted to show you is I had this strip of paper left over from when I cut out the this back piece. And you know, if you want to give your envelope a touch of fancy, what you could do is glue this piece of stripping paper here, which is pretty small. You may sometimes not even use this. You would throw it away. But what you could do is get your envelope, cut it down to size, and then just put some glue on it and put it inside of your envelope. So then there's like a little touch of fancy in your envelope there. So when people go to take it out, you could also put it on the top part if you wanted, but you know, you give your card and you're like, oh, here, Merry Christmas. And they take out the card. And then there's that touch of fancy, like right here. And who doesn't love a touch of fancy? So anyway, guys, I want to thank you so much for being here and watching this video today. We truly appreciate it over here at Honeybee Stamps. Make sure that you head over to the store by clicking the links down in the description to find all the products that I used today. Also, check out Honeybee Stamps over on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and all the other socials. And you can also find me by searching for Bromero Cards on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and then spread the love. If you think someone else would like this video, send it on over. So until next time, I believe it's going to be next year when I see you or when I have a new video. You guys have a happy holiday and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.